What's up, everybody? This is Robert Ferguson. Yes, I'm your nutritionist. I'm a guy who shares because I care, and today is no different. Now, if you are new to the time with me, I just want to say thank you for being here. But make sure you like, subscribe, comment where you can, because every time you click on something, that helps raise up that algorithm or puts us in a position where we're part of it. And then as a result of that, I can reach more people. Now, today we're going to talk about one of the weight loss drugs that are really popular. I'm not going to keep you long, but I want you to be informed of this, because at the end of the day, when it all comes down to what it comes down to, the people who are informed are the ones who are in a much better position to not fall prey to those who are misinformed. There's a lot of information out there about nutrition, about weight loss, about fitness, about health, and many people they're saying different things. Well, at the end of the day, I'm always going to follow the truth. And I've been at this for 30 years, and I've been extremely successful in helping thousands of people, and I will continue to do that, because my goal is to put people in a position where they can win with weight loss. Now, for my clients who are catching me live, what's up, everybody? For our coaches who are out there making a huge difference in helping people, a big shout out to you. I'll see you shortly as we have a coach training. And before I dive into this, I want to take a moment and just mention one of my dear friends, someone I've known for a really long time. Her name is Tony Foss. She is no longer with us. I just found out today that she passed. I don't know any details. I would talk to her quite often on Facebook. But the reason why it really hit me hard, I mean, anyone dying would hit you hard, right? But the reason why this one hit me really hard today, definitely had me tear up, was that she's the mom of one of my students, one of my closest students over the years, a gentleman by the name of Jeremy the Scorpion Jackson. And Jeremy, unfortunately, at this very moment, is serving time. So I'm sending positive vibes to him. He is an amazing individual. He should have never been in the situation that he's in. But he had two brothers. So when I met Jeremy, he had two brothers. Notice I said had, because both those brothers are no longer here. So you had a mom, his mom, Tony, who I watched go through that, which was really sad. And but she ended up getting a divorce, because if you know anything about when you lose the kid, you may be madly in love with your spouse, but it's a lot. And rarely do people stay married. So she didn't stay married, but she found a new love and seemed to be extremely happy. And she was my buddy on Facebook. You know, we were in full agreement politically, lifestyle. She always supported all the work that I do as far as diet-free life and helping people. She always had my back, and she'll be missed. But she is a believer, so I know I will see her again. I will see her again. And so to Tony, your family, your husband, all who know you, the friends, God bless all of you, and may she rest in peace, and we will see her again. Okay, so all right, let me get a couple things set up here, because I'm going to share this with you. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So let me see, what do I have here? Let's go Robert with media, and let's set this up. Let me pause. Okay, let's pause that. I'm getting set up, everybody. I'm playing with some new graphics, a new system. I don't think I have this set up the way it's supposed to be set up. So, yep, looks like I didn't do a good job there. Okay, so let's go back here. And let's just go here. Okay. All right. So as you can see, there's a question up there. And the question really is about Ozempic and Wegovy. And I'm very adamant on the fact that I do not like these drugs. I believe that people who are on these drugs were decided to do these drugs because of all the hype around them, the fact that they lost hope, the fact that whoever they were talking to wasn't really there to help them. And I doubt if the people that they ended up talking to knew that they could help them, right? Because they didn't have a methodology. It had nothing proven. So the only thing that could help them would be the drug. So I know that was a little word salad going on there. I think it's just a combination of just thinking about losing someone today and sharing this information with you that is very important. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Robert Lustig. And I like Dr. Lustig. He's very smart, very bright. He's retired, but he's not. And I found this clip where he's talking about Ozempic. So as we spend time together, you're going to get a better understanding of how it works, or a couple of the things. He touches on a couple of the things for why the drug works. And then I'm going to comment on some of the things that he say and add a little bit more information so that you have more clarity. But if you have questions as we go through this video, then I want you to post the questions and I'll do my best to answer. I'm very knowledgeable of these drugs. I'm very knowledgeable of the active ingredient of these drugs. I've been studying these drugs, the active ingredients, for about 14 years as of right now. I know it really, really well. So I know it better than most people because I've been studying it for so long. And then, a few years ago, the drugs became popular and then everybody started becoming aware, right, of GLP-1, right? And now you have people that just talk about it and all the different versions of GLP-1 analogs, where you have things like semaglutide. And there's a whole bunch of tides that is the foundation for what makes these drugs work. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because it's just another one of the problems that people are experiencing with the drug. You don't hear about a lot of it. You don't, and you won't, because there's a whole bunch of money that crafts all of this. Now, with my clients and what I teach, right, is how to naturally activate these molecules, right? These incretins, these things that these drugs are based on. You can actually get the same and way better response as well as outcomes by using food to stimulate naturally these GLP-1s and GIP. So why do you need the drug if you can do it with food? Again, it comes down to knowledge and supply and demand. So there's a demand, they're going to supply it, and they are charging a lot of money on these drugs. And we're actually, when I say we're, me and many of our coaches, we are helping people to transition off of these drugs into a lifestyle. And then we're giving a lot of these people who want to take the drug, but they want to try something first, we're giving them that option. And we're getting great outcomes. We're getting great results. Okay. Anyway, this is going to be interesting. So let's listen to what Dr. Lustig has to say, and then I'll comment on it. Okay. And I won't comment too much. I want to keep it moving, and I don't want to keep you here all day. So the question, and based on his first response, is, what do you think of Ozempic? And he basically answers that it works. And then he goes into sharing information about the drug, some of the pros and cons about the drug. Okay, so let's take a listen.
It works because it tells your brain you've eaten. And so if you've eaten and then you try to eat more, you don't feel so good. You get nauseated, you get vomiting, you get diarrhea, okay? And to some extent, that's aversive. And so you stay away from food in part because it's aversive. Now, can that cause you to lose weight? Sure. 16% weight loss. I mean, that's pretty darn good, but at an expense, at a cost. And it turns out that a lot of patients end up with a lot of side effects. Not just nausea and vomiting.
Yeah, a lot of people discontinue, I think, they say like 1/3 of people get off of it
1/3
pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly.
Now, let me just say real quick that yes, it has demonstrated that people can drop a certain percentage of weight. Well, part of my problem with the drug is the side effects, the long-term side effects that we don't know about, the things that we're about to talk about as far as what's happening right now. Some people, as a result, I believe they may be shortening their lifespan because they're on this drug. There is a whole bunch of data coming out, and the media is not covering it. And the reason why the media is not covering it is because who do you think is paying most of the bills? The companies that are producing these drugs. So you want to look at alternative opportunities when it comes to media, like what I'm sharing with you, because it's not looking good. If you're on one of these drugs, do everything you can to get off of that drug. Transition now. If you want to make contact with me, go to my website, dietfreelife.com, schedule a free consultation. And then between you and I in private, I could explain all the details on why I really don't like this drug and why you will not like it either. And I get it. Sometimes we just want those short-term benefits. I want it now. Well, sometimes when you go shortcuts, you get short-term gain, meaning benefit. But as a result of that short-term gain, you experience long-term pain, which is not a benefit. And people, what we're saying is they're not staying on a drug for too long, which is a blessing in disguise. They're not. But we don't know the long-term damage. And what they started seeing about a year and a half, 2 years ago was signs that people were depressed. And we were starting to see a link between the drug and people killing themselves. God forbid. And if you ever have those kind of thoughts, there's crisis hotlines out there. There's a lot of people that care about you. So reach out for help. Always ask for help. Reach out for help. Okay. Now, Dr. Lustig now is going to go into it. It's going to be very interesting. I would take notes, or you can rewind, of course, and watch it again and again and again. Okay. So let's keep it going with Dr. Lustig.
So one thing that has been shown is gastroparesis.
Right.
Your stomach stops moving. Well, that's a great way to lose weight and make your life totally miserable.
Right.
And it doesn't go away when you stop the medicine.
Did you guys hear that? It doesn't go away. So there are people who will start using the drug. They will experience that paralysis in their gut, their stomach, and then they stop taking the drug. A good percentage of these people continue to have that side effect. Now, we don't know if it's for the rest of their life because everything is still new. But think about that. You start a drug, you think it's helping you out. Next thing you know, you stop the drug and you have these side effects that just make your life miserable. All right, let's keep it moving.
Oh my God. All right. Another thing that's worrisome. It might be good, it might be bad, but I'm going to focus on the bad for a minute. Ozempic has now been used to try to treat alcohol addiction and food addiction and other addictions, and there might be a value to it. In part because that GLP-1 analog, that information that it binds at the nucleus tractus solitarius, that sends information to the reward center of the brain, to the ventral tegmental area. And so it's reducing dopamine and therefore reducing the desire to eat. Okay, potentially reducing the desire to drink. Okay, that sounds good, right?
No, it doesn't sound good. See, when you go on the drug, and people don't ask this enough, and that is, how does it work? One of the main factors with the drug is that it puts you in starvation mode, meaning you're not hungry. You don't have that desire. And not all people, because many people have complained that the drug didn't help them. But the way the drug is designed and what is expected is that you will not be hungry. Now, some of you are like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. No. And as he's about to point out, you're interfering with some signaling that takes place inside of your brain. We all have a desire to feel good. And when you're interrupting that and interrupting the signaling that goes between that and our desire to want to eat, right? There's a feel good experience with all of that. You're disrupting that. You're disrupting something that naturally occurs. And so what they've noticed, right? If we can get a person to not have the desire to eat, then we can use this same drug for people who have a strong desire for alcohol, and maybe that'll make them not want to drink alcohol, or maybe it'll make them not want to have other desires, right? So you're playing with your brain. This is not good. And I know some people don't want to hear it. I'll have people, they'll say, yeah, well, I will tell you, but I know that you don't like the drug. And it's like, get out of your feelings, people. I'm here to help you. The truth is the truth. And he's going to touch on some other things that I've talked about in the past. I'm not going to do a whole lecture on it. But when you understand how this drug works and you thoroughly understand the side effects, I question whatever doctor is prescribing it. I know how they sleep at night because they're making more money. But I mean, golly, it's so sad. People, those of you who are, stop it. Get off of these drugs. Transition. We will help you. It's not worth it. It is not worth losing your life prematurely and messing with your quality of life. So I'm going to let him explain that.
Well, it may reduce reward so much that it actually leads to depression and suicidal ideation. Now, we've seen this movie before. In 2006, there was a medicine that never got approved in the United States. It got approved in Europe, but never got approved here. That medicine was called Rimonabant, trade name Acomplia.
Okay, Rimonabant. I have an abstract here, study, many studies. 2006, this drug had major promise. And then they saw people killing themselves. Now, before that, they were thinking this was going to be the solution for weight loss. A lot of the same hypes. Like he said, we've seen this before. And let me tell you, it sounds really familiar, right? So as I'm looking here, I'm going to read it. It says, Acomplia, which was the name of the brand, kind of like Wegovy or Ozempic. That's the brand name for Rimonabant, which helps, this is what it says, which helps obese patients to lose weight by suppressing their appetite. They weren't hungry. And they were pushing this drug on everybody. Same as Ozempic. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, come on, everybody. If we don't know our past, if you don't know history, it tends to repeat itself. So history is a powerful, powerful teacher, right? Hindsight is 20/20. And here's the reality. We're doing it again. And then they're going to do it again. And there's always those people who have lost hope. And I get that. That's why I have complete empathy and compassion for anybody who wants to lose weight, because they don't know that I exist. They don't know about the diet-free life methodology, that you could eat regular everyday food. And then, I get it. Some people know about it and still will just want to remain stuck. And that's a whole bunch of other things, right? Mental health does play a big role. But these Ozempics and Wegovys and what we're starting to see as it ties in to suicidal tendencies, this is not brand new. Again, it's already thought through. And like I was telling one of my clients earlier today, I go, if you just think about it, right? You have people like Bill Gates and all these elitists. They're always talking about the population and how we need to reduce the population. So it doesn't surprise me when you see these types of experiments happening where certain groups of people generate a ton of money. Some people end up dying prematurely, or they get more sick, and then they die, and then they remove it from being available to people, like with this other drug, and everything just moves on. Unbelievable. And it's happening again. Okay. All right, Dr. Lustig, keep us moving.
It was made by Sanofi. And it had to be pulled from the European market after it had been approved. And the reason was because of multiple suicides. Because when you turn off the reward system, life's not worth living.
Right.
So will we find the same thing with Ozempic and Wegovy? I don't know. But we've already seen multiple case series of patients who became severely depressed on these medicines. So these medicines are not for the squeamish. They are not to be taken lightly. Yes. Do they work? Yes. Do you lose weight? Yes. But where do you lose weight from?
Uh-oh.
Turns out
I got to
you
pause.
lose equal amounts of...
Pause. He just asked a question. He's almost done, you guys. We're almost done. He's talking about you lose weight, but where's that weight coming from? Now, my clients know this, and if you follow me and listen to me, you're fully aware of where he's going. You lose skeletal muscle. You trigger sarcopenia, which in Greek means vanishing flesh. I've been talking about sarcopenia for 25, almost 30 years. Actually, I think about 30 years. And now we're seeing it at play because when you lose muscle, you increase your risk of heart attack. You lose muscle and you get not type 2 diabetes, but you get cancer, any cancer, you are less likely to survive. You lose skeletal muscle, you age way faster. You look older. You lose muscle, many things get worse because it's very challenging to get it back when you lose it. If you're over the age of 40, you don't want to do anything that's going to cause you to lose a significant amount of muscle. Now, there's some things you can do while you're taking these drugs to minimize that, right? If you can exercise, which is kind of challenging, especially if you'd like to exercise hard, because you don't got many calories in you. You don't have much energy to work from. So how hard can you work out? It's not like you can be a pro athlete and be on those drugs. You can't. At least not for a decent amount of time, not over a month. You're not going to work out hard and you don't have the energy in your body. You just don't. So losing muscle is not your friend. And this is happening to everybody who has it. Most of the men that I see with this, they keep their belly and their arms and their legs get thinner. Okay. Come on, Dr. Lustig.
Fat and muscle. Now, losing fat is good. Losing muscle is not. If you lose equal amounts, that's not so good.
Especially as you get older.
Especially as you get older, because sarcopenia, loss of muscle mass, is one of the hallmarks of aging and one of the things that increases mortality.
Right.
The goal is to keep your muscle mass up, not down. Again, ask any little old lady.
Right.
The point is, if you're losing both muscle and fat, are you doing yourself a service?
And the answer is no. It's not a good thing. So I don't want you to feel bad if you're on the drug. I really don't. I just want to encourage you to slowly get off of the drug. Transition off. Create a plan so you're less likely to gain the weight back. And then put yourself on a plan where you can get back some of the skeletal muscle that maybe you lost. Now, something just came to mind, and I'm going to end this because there's a product that I endorse. It's called Balance Oil. And so I put a link where you can hear me do like a 17-minute presentation. It is a product that I'm totally into. And this is why I'm into it. Because I think about this all the time. And I meet people and they find out that it's a network marketing company that makes the product available. And I say, don't let that stop you from seeing how relevant this product is, the level of efficacy that it has, because I've never seen a supplement at this level of efficacy. Never. Never. Now, there is a condition that's out there called disuse atrophy. Disuse meaning you're not using it. So when you don't use your muscles, you lose your muscles. If you got bound to a wheelchair, you're gonna experience atrophy. Same as if you tore your Achilles tendon or broke your arm, they're gonna put you in a cast, and because you're not using that arm, then that muscle is going to get smaller. That's what they call atrophy. That's not good. I mean, I tore my Achilles tendon in the 90s, and my calves used to be exactly the same, and they're not anymore. I mean, I feel like I got back to 100% to where I was, but I lost that muscle, and I never got that muscle back. I got some muscle back, but I never got it back. So if you stand behind me and look at my calves, you'll go, wow, significant difference. That's called atrophy. And I was a young man. So disuse atrophy puts people in situations where they break hips, they fall down. It's not good. And this product that I endorse helps that too. In studies, is demonstrated that, I mean, we're talking over 50%. This is truly statistically significant. So if someone is going to be on Ozempic, they should 100% be on this product called Balance Well. It's going to help them not lose as much muscle. I've never even thought about that until right now. Never even thought about it until right now. Live. Okay. Live. Everyone benefits from this product. And it's because the product has a combination of polyphenols and quality omega-3. It has the right balance, the right fusion between the two, and no other product in the world has it. I have watched people with dry eye no longer have dry eye. I have seen people with eczema no longer have eczema. I have watched people with acne no longer have acne. I have watched people get their hair and the quality of their hair back. I have watched people drop some serious body fat as a result of this product. And then there's study after study after study that supports what I'm seeing with my own clients. And when it comes to disuse atrophy, every doctor who prescribes Ozempic, Wegovy, they should be prescribing this Balance Well. They go hand in hand. And I mean, who knows? Dopamine, 50% of dopamine is produced in the gut. Over 90% of serotonin is produced in your gut. The thing that makes these drugs work is produced in your gut, not your brain, in your gut. So when you get your gut healthier, it's a win-win. And what are things that will get the gut healthier? Prebiotics. What's a prebiotic? Omega-3, that's a prebiotic. Polyphenols, that's a prebiotic. So Balance Oil is a prebiotic. And it comes with all of these benefits. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I am so pumped. And I hope there's some good information there. But if you want to learn more about what I mentioned, anything that I mentioned, just reach out to me and I will reach back. Okay. Any questions while you guys got me? Anybody catch me live? Any questions? Okay. Mission accomplished. Again, rest in peace, Tony. And she would be on some of these lives quite often, actually. God bless you and your whole family. Bless you, Jeremy, man. I look forward to talking to you and catching up. You still got family. We're still here for you. Still here for you. Yeah. Okay. It's time to say goodbye. As you can tell me, it really did affect me today. This has been interesting. So, okay. Mission accomplished. We know a little bit more. Watch it again and again. If you want to lose weight, if you want to get healthier, just reach out. I strongly recommend at least get our free newsletter. And then you can reach out to me directly if you want a free consultation to learn more about maybe helping us get this out there and be part of the team, or maybe just becoming a customer so you benefit. Everybody benefits from the number one supplement in the world. It's the number one supplement in the world. And I would go on anybody's podcast. There's no way I would lose. Like I'm not being braggadocious. I'm just telling you, like, there's no way. So anyone that comes across this, I have the background to prove, or that supports that I'm just not talking out the side of my neck. I have all the evidence. The data is clear. I have the clients with the stories, so we got the whole anecdotal part of that. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So in one breath, we're talking about some negatives around Ozempic and Wegovy. On another side, I gave you an idea for a solution that can help you. Everybody benefits from the supplement that I endorse. I'm so proud of that. I think I'm close to coming up with like a tagline or like a statement, because people say, well, what do you mean? And that's why I always say, like, it's the number one supplement that everyone benefits from. It's the number one supplement that everyone benefits from. Okay, check out I gave you a free link, free mini seminar. Check it out and reach out, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Other than that, you guys, I'm your coach. I share because I care. Until the next one, peace out. Gotta go.